Hello, everybody. Today I'll be showcasing Cerebus number 14 from Aardvark Vanaheim Comics. Cover price is $1. The creator is Dave Sims or Syme. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but Dave Syme is a very interesting creator. Not one to shy away from controversy. Every step of his career, the guy's been getting in trouble or courting problems. But I've known about this 300 comic run my entire life, and I've bought huge lots of it, sorted through, and now I'm just filling in the gaps of the issues that I don't have, and I'm just finally sitting down to read it. So this is the latest issue that I've actually read, so I'm only up to number 14. I've heard about the controversies, but I'm not quite there yet. At this point, he was just a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed young creator, and his wife was his manager and editor and publisher, or his fiance. I don't think they got married until a couple more issues. Okay, this is she writes a note from the publisher. That's her. Published by Aardvark Vanaheim, Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. 1980. Okay, yeah, they were. I think they just got married, and they divorced 3 years later. Okay, Dave Syme. He's about a year away from his mental breakdown. Okay, so I'll definitely come back to him. But just look at this opening splash page. Cerebus is this started out as a goof on Conan, just like a sword and sorcery spoof. And right now it's just a flat out, what each issue is kind of a story, they're vaguely connected. So you could, at these 14 issues, you could just pick them up and read them in any order. But look, I just love it. Right now, Dave Syme is the only artist on this. He hires another person to do the backgrounds later on, but this is before that. So just look, he does all the lettering, he does all the shading, the inking. Very, very Will Eisner-esque, if you ask me. That's Cerberus. He's just a gray aardvark, talking aardvark who fights. No explanation. This is the leader of the town. That last issue he rescued his son, and now, I thought that was the end of that story and that character, but he's back. Just look at all the details. And keep in mind, this came out every other month. This is the first issue they promised monthly. So from now on, it's going to be monthly. But let's see. I'm curious if the quality dips. But just look at this pencil. I just love this. Of course, this guy's Groucho Marx. He's a goofball. Aardvark. Cerberus is annoyed with him, but he gives him a job, and he's going to pay him to be his bodyguard. Okay, and he tells him that he's the master of the kitchens because he doesn't want anybody to know what Cerberus's real job is. And he's a goofball talking nonsense. Cerberus has no patience. He's just greedy and angry. That's really all you need to know about his personality. Greedy and angry. And it seems like whenever Cerberus gets a lot of money, misfortune happens or he blows it all. But just look at this beautiful artwork. Everybody's got a distinct face. The shading. And then, of course, he's like all cartoony. I love it. Excellent perspective. Carpet. Just wonderful artwork. Controversy, schmontroversy. This guy could draw. And then look at this page. I don't know. My eye was drawn to this. Is the page that made me want to showcase this comic. Big wall of text. Talking about how the city's run, some world building. You only. He wanders. He just wanders from city to city, getting in trouble, making money, causing fights, beer drinking. Just almost like Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. You start off at a tavern, and this just world building. It's a real city, and this person's explaining to him how the world works. Big window. I love this. You can see that they're in a deep room. I love the shadow, and he just falls asleep. The bureaucrat speaks. The sound of snoring soon fills the room. Just a little pithy saying. A lot of text. I mean, it takes you a long time to read this, but I just love this artwork. Of course, now Julius, the leader of the town, just loves to speak, and this guy's just waiting for the nod so he can eat. Loves to speak, and then finally he does eat. The food's poisoned, so he just looks at Cerebus and is like, "Oh, you saved me again. My money's well spent." Meanwhile, it had nothing to do with it. So he's now, you got to find out who, who put the poison in the food. So he's examining. He was poisoned a couple issues ago, so he kind of knows the only few people that could get the poison. So he goes and talks to this guy. So now he's doing some detective work. I just love that nobody even pays attention that he's an aardvark. And a running joke is whenever his fur gets wet, he smells bad, wet fur. "Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me go in the back room." The guy knocks over the, I love that smash. Starts running away. Cerberus doesn't know what to do, looking around. And he says he got away. He goes, "I'm going to get the army after him. Just go over." He's like, "Don't get the army. That'll alert everybody what's going on. Let me sneak." And this guy's just a buffoon. I mean, no. So now he goes out. He's stalking the place. I just love the way it looks. You could tell it's raining. It's hiding in the shadows. Just excellent use of shadows. Just beautiful. And here's a guy watching him. So Cerberus at this point doesn't know that he's being watched. Look at the door. Just nice sense of movement. He's waiting. Another guy goes in. He's waiting. He's gonna make his move. I love light shadows. Everything. Just you know where you are. Just look at that. Just a close up of the foot, then the foot up in the air. Just so good. Great storyboard, great storytelling. You know exactly what's going on. You could take the dialogue out, and you could still see what's going on. That's how you know it's good storytelling. Okay, there's a meeting going on. Cerberus busts into the meeting. Okay, everybody's trying to run because they know he's working for Julius. They're running around. Chaos ensues. They're trying to slam the door. I love that. His foot coming out of the shadow, and then the rest of them. I don't know if this is a cheat to get away with not drawing everything, but it works. The wall's just black. Just such good panels, and I can't get there. Now look at this panel. The guy's climbing down the side of the building. Look at that perspective. Just amazing. I gotta show you some Will Eisner's Spirits. It's very similar. Just look, the guy's hanging. So he's like, I can't let him get away. He'll go. So Cerberus is climbing down after him. Who is this guy? He's climbing, doing the daredevil thing on the flagpoles. He's jumping. They're both jumping. And now here they are. He's like, I followed you. Fool, you don't know what you're doing. Cerberus is doing the job he was paid to do, stopping assassination attempts. You saved the life of a despot who's bringing the city to the brink of destruction. Cerberus is like, I don't care. I just want the money. He really is immoral. Maybe he gets better, but right now he's just, his only saving grace is once he takes a job, he doesn't quit. And of course, it's Julius's house, because this guy was trying to assassinate him. Julius comes out. He's just taunting everybody. This guy's like, all right, let me take a chance, and he's gonna try to kill him. Julius being a jerk. What's going? Oh yeah, he jumps. Now he's strangling Cerberus, and he's just laughing. He doesn't care. He'll just get another guy. So Cerberus is being strangled by this guy. He's just watching. Yeah, and I'll save myself some money. And then this is the only gag in the. He crinkles up his nose, and then extends it, poof, and pushes it off. He's like, what's going on? Oh. So he flies off to his death. So he just kills a guy, cold blood. So, like I said, he's kind of immoral, and he's just like, oh, that was pretty good, blah, blah. And I'm going to bed. I don't really care. He goes, this is the joke. You smell, because it was raining out and his fur smells. Okay, these are ads. You don't really see these ads. And the thing about these ads is these people actually paid Dave Sim to directly. So to get an ad in. And these people actually helped publish the comic. Okay, so Dave Sim drew this, and then the distributor drew these Marvel. Okay, that was the end of the comic. The letters page. I don't know any of these names. But this letters page is just as good to read as the comic, because Dave Sim, like I said, I'll explain about his nervous breakdown after this. Now look at this. This is John Byrne as a fan. John Byrne drew Wolverine and Cerberus and sent it to him as a fan letter. John Byrne, I told you, is my favorite. Okay, you want to write a letter to him. This is all Dave Sim responding. You know, the comic comes out not on time. It's just one guy and woe is me and stuff like that. You can get the hologram. They had a plushie. I wish I could have advertised the plushie. Now, Dave Sim, he did regular art for a while, and then one night he got hospitalized for taking way too much LSD and just had a nervous breakdown. And while he was tripping on the LSD, he had a vision of Cerberus running 300 issues, one continuous story, basically a comic book novel of 9,600 pages. And he says that he will not stop and he will cancel, and in issue 300 Cerberus will die. And when his wife helped him out, he got through this breakdown. People donated money to help him out, and he got the comic back on track. And that's what he did. He did 300 issues. I think Cerberus did die in issue 300. And so far, I think Gary Larson is or Eric Larson, who's doing Savage Dragon, is trying to beat his record. But right now he holds the longest continuous run, a run being one artist or one creative team in a row consecutively on a comic. The longest run before this was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby on the Fantastic Four for 102 issues. And then Cerberus, Dave Sim beats it with 300 issues. And then following close, now Stan Lee and Jack Kirby are the second biggest, or the third biggest. This is number one. Eric Larson's number two at 256 with Savage Dragon and counting. And he says he's not going to stop until he beats Cerberus. And then Stan Lee and Jack Kirby with 102 on Fantastic Four. So Dave Sim, he in his letters pages, he just gets more and more bizarre after his breakdown. Right now, he's just a regular, normal guy. A lot of controversy. Some stuff I don't want to repeat because I don't know if it's true or not. I do know that he wrote an article against feminism, and that, boy, did the hounds come after him about that. To the point where after he was done with Cerberus, other people wouldn't hire him. So I hope he made some money on Cerberus, because he's still radioactive, and that article came out in 2005. So, and in his letters page, he after the divorce, became very, very bitter and wrote like a lot of nasty things about his ex-wife, and she had to respond in other letter pages, and just burnt a lot of bridges. But people say the comic's brilliant. They say at issue 29, it really picks up with the church and state story. Right now, it's just still spoofing Conan, but it is excellent. And if it's only going to get better, I can't wait. They say it kind of meanders towards the end, but I'm still 285 issues away from that, and they're all in that box right there. So hope you like Cerebus. I think this is excellent so far. This is from 1980, and I just read it tonight, and I had to showcase this. All right, enjoy.